Sofyan Amrabat's entourage met Jurgen Klopp before the World Cup. Before. That word to me is really key in this, and I'll explain why. Liverpool have agreed to talk to Amrabat's agent again after the World Cup. So why is it important to me that it happened before the World Cup? Because nothing freaks the shit out of me more than match of the day fever. We did that with Senegal players, with El Hadj Diouf, with Salif Diao back in the day when we should have signed Anelka. And that didn't work out too well. So Liverpool, to their eternal credit now under Jurgen Klopp, we don't act impulsively unless there's just a great deal. They do their research. They follow and track players' careers for a number of years before any information. So when I read that Klopp had spoke to his entourage before the World Cup, that made me even more impressed, because I never, ever, ever would have considered mentioning his name, because I never would have thought of it. So yeah, to hear that they're going to speak again after the World Cup, that's a good sign, because you can't but be impressed with how he's played for Morocco in the World Cup. And I'm sure Fiorentina won't want to lose him, but then again, there's probably always a price. So if we can bring him in as that DM, or the muscle, if you want, or the shield in front of the back four, you put Bellingham alongside him and then throw in a Thiago there for the Thiago-ness of it all. I'll tell you what, it's not too shabby. Question is, though, what would that mean for Fabinho? That's what I don't know the answer to that. I just wonder what that might mean, because remember, we've got Tyler Morton and Stefan Bajcetic coming through as well, younger players who can play in a 6 or an 8. We've got a Fabinho who just hasn't been himself this season. You know, Fabinho's been brilliant since he's come to the club. I mean, love the guy to bits. And his missus, she's been brilliant with the fans. Again, to be fair and to be honest, he hasn't been what he was. So I wonder, and again, I'm going to ask you guys what you think. Could that spell a move for Fabinho? I don't know, but I'd like to know what you think. Don't think Fabinho should be shouled. What's shouled? I'm all of a sudden, I'm Dutch now. I'm Dutch and it's shouled. Don't think Fabinho should be sold immediately. Give him a chance to recover his form. Yeah, that seems fair. Fabinho needs help, said Joker's LFC. We still need one more midfielder along with Jude and Amrabat, said Connor. Maybe the signing might put a rocket up Fabinho's backside and get him to his best. I mean, why do we think Fabinho might be struggling? Remember, when we talk about these things, footballers are human beings. They have their own lives going on outside of football that, whether we want to admit it or not, can impact a player. I have my own theory, and it is a bullshit theory that has no basis in fact. When a player has a baby on the way, you can't help but be distracted. You can't help but think about your wife, you know, your future baby, your home, all these other things. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Fabinho's home was robbed at one point and he moved to a hotel for a bit. If I'm wrong on that, I sincerely apologise. I just have it in the back of my head. And with what we've seen with Raheem Sterling and his family and that disgusting break into his home, and we've seen it with others, Ashley Cole, we've seen it with footballers in Paris, we've seen it, I think, in Germany. You know, football players have to think about these things as well. So they are human beings, and when they move to new clubs, they are in a new city, and, you know, a lot of things to preoccupy them. So with Fabinho, I just wonder, is it life, or is it form? Is it maybe his legs going a little bit? There's this stupid theory out there that he's not the age he claims to be. I mean, I don't even want to put credence into that, but I just kind of giving you an example of some of the crazy stories that you see floating around.